marvelous hello, friends and loved ones, how are you today? So about a year ago, you may recall I talked about King Kong games. Well, this year, with the semi-recent release of Super Mario Odyssey, I thought I'd talk about a different kind of Kong, Donkey Kong. And with one of my favorite YouTubers, Peanut Butter Gamer, deciding that this year, in lieu of Zelda Month, we'll be celebrating Mario Month, the fact that I wanted to talk about a Mario vs. Donkey Kong game just feels like fate.
Mario vs. Donkey Kong.
The Mario vs. Donkey Kong series started in 2004 on the Game Boy Advance, and is it just me, or was the GBA sort of the main console for Nintendo to try out a bunch of Mario spin-offs? We got Mario vs. Donkey Kong, the Mario and Luigi series, Mario Pinball Land. If you wanted to try something crazy and new with the Italian plumber, pop it on the GBA. In the original title, players actually controlled Mario, and it played much more like a traditional platformer. Surprisingly, with a few mechanics taken from Mario 2 of all things, such as being able to stand on top of enemies and pick them up and throw them, as well as grabbing items to use as weapons or platforms. The game opens up with Donkey Kong flipping through channels when he suddenly stumbles upon an ad for new Mini Mario toys.
Hurry before they're all sold out. Hurry, buy one, buy them all. Buy them all. Buy them all. Buy them all.
Man, it's a good thing Nintendo never tried to do anything like that in real life, huh? True to reality, when Donkey Kong goes to pick up his Mini Mario from the toy store, they're all sold out. So he breaks into the factory to steal them, presumably to scalp them on eBay at a ridiculous markup. Mario says,
Oh, yeah, mamma mia.
that, and proceeds to chase after Donkey Kong to get the minis back. Aside from a few Mario 2 mechanics, the game naturally takes a few pages from the original Donkey Kong, like climbing ladders, getting around fireballs, and grabbing hammers, complete with nostalgic sound effects. Each world has 6 normal levels that are broken up into 2 parts, essentially making it 12 levels, a mini Mario stage where Mario has to guide the minis safely to a toy chest, and then a boss battle against the Big Ape himself, which are actually a lot of fun. But I'm not here to talk specifically about Mario vs. Donkey Kong for the Game Boy Advance. I've got something else in mind. Starting with the second title, March of the Minis, things were changed up quite a bit. Not only did the series move to the DS, allowing it to utilize the touchscreen, rather than being part of the story, the Mini Marios are now the core focus of the gameplay, which changes it from a puzzle platformer to more of a straight puzzle game, and the story now involves... Okay, confession time. The real reason I wanted to talk about a Mario vs. Donkey Kong game today is because I freaking love Pauline! She's cool, she's sexy, she's beautiful, she is one of my favorite Nintendo characters design-wise, and now she's even the freaking mayor of New Donk City in Super Mario Odyssey. It makes me so happy to see her leaping into a major Mario title. See? Look how happy I am! Although it makes me sad that I can't play it, because I don't have a Switch. There's sad me. For those of you that don't know, Pauline was the damsel from the original Donkey Kong, so it's very fitting she'd be brought back in the Mario vs. Donkey Kong series. She's made brief appearances in a few other titles, first being shown with brown hair in Pinball on the NES of all things, and she even got her new design in the 1994 Donkey Kong for the Game Boy, which was her last appearance until popping up in March of the Minis over a decade later in 2006. But since then, she's been a major player in all of the Mario vs. Donkey Kong games, and there's been quite a few of them. Minis March Again for the DSi, Miniland Mayhem, Mario and Donkey Kong Minis on the Move for the 3DS, and technically Mini Mario and Friends Amiibo Challenge, but I mean, looking to that game for the authentic Mario vs. Donkey Kong experience is like looking to Game & Wario for a WarioWare good time. Sure, you'll see snippets of what you love, but it's just not the same. Plus, since there's no Pauline amiibo, it means she's not playable in that one, so who cares? I don't care if tons of new characters we've never seen before got to pop up. This video is about Pauline! I mean, technically it's not, but it is. The game I specifically want to focus on today is Mario vs. Donkey Kong Tipping Stars for the Wii U, which marks the first time the series has ever made its way to a home console. The game did get a physical release in Japan, but in the States, it was demoted to digital only. The plot of this game is...
Help! Help! Hey, come back here!
And that's it. Why did Donkey Kong kidnap Pauline? Why does Mario have these mechanical minis? Why does he specifically need to use them to rescue Pauline instead of doing it himself? Maybe I just missed something crucial.
Help! Hey, come back here!
Nope. That's all the story we get. Donkey Kong took Pauline. Go save her. With minis. Would you like to see it again?
Help! Help! Hey, come back here!
The main game takes place over 6 worlds, each consisting of 8 stages. Stage 1 always introduces you to a new mechanic. Girders, conveyor belts, pipes, stuff like that. The third stage always has enemies that need to be avoided or killed with hammers, like Shy Guys, Pokies, or Thwomps. Stage 4 always consists of multiple types of minis that need to get to their own doors rather than everyone going to the same door. Stage 5 introduces Kong robots that will smack your minis into the air, shoot them in a certain direction, or just stuff them in a sack where you'll need to hit them with a hammer to free them. Stage 7 always has this key Mario with a locked door. The Mario with the key needs to make it to the door first so the rest can go through. And lastly, the 8th level is this game's version of boss battles. One of your mini Marios will have a symbol monkey on its head, essentially making it a zombie. If it touches any of your minis, it's game over. It's not as simple as just avoiding it, however. You need to hit the cursed Mario with the hammer to free it, and then make sure it gets through the door with the rest of your minis. Speaking of game over, there are a lot of things that can destroy your minis. Spikes, enemies, running out of time, and even the exit itself. All of your minis need to reach the exit relatively close to each other or it locks behind them and you're doing the whole level over again. And just like that, I've summed up the entirety of Tipping Star's gameplay. Naturally, the game gets harder as you progress, and many of the later levels combine the mechanics you've unlocked. Each level also has coins spread about it, which are worth a handful of points on their own, but collecting them all gains you an extra 6,000 points. If you want to get 3 stars on a level, you'll need to get the coins. Skilled players are able to get their minis moving so perfectly that they can get all the coins and reach the exit in just a minute or two. As for me, I did alright on some of the levels towards the start of the game. Once you tap your mini, it starts marching and it won't stop marching. This means some levels require you to have nearly perfect timing on every little thing, and in some of these stages it can be an exercise in controller smashing frustration. Except then you have to remember you're playing on the Wii U gamepad, which is darn near impossible to replace, so you just have to gently set the game aside and have yourself a good pout until you're ready to try again. There is a great deal of fun to be had by examining a stage and trying to plan out the best course of action for your minis, but certain levels really do require perfect timing, and while you can see the entire level on your TV screen, you often only see a small section of the stage on your gamepad, and it can be immensely frustrating to be off by just a second or two, and suddenly your entire strategy for a stage is ruined. World 5 is where the game finally introduces Mini Paulines. They don't do anything different than any other minis. In fact, none of the minis in this game have any unique properties, but considering that my ulterior motive for talking about Mario vs. Donkey Kong was so that I could gush about my love of Pauline for a bit, I'm dedicating a small section of this video to letting you all know about this. Deal with it! But after a lot of hardship, destroyed minis, and a few good pout breaks, seriously, World 4 Level 5 can go jump in a lake, we finally make it to wherever Donkey Kong has taken Pauline. It's finally time to rescue our cool, sexy, 100% platonic friend according to Nintendo. Yes, they have made it very clear that Mario and Pauline are just friends. Mario bursts into the dark room and...
Oh? Hey? Thank you very much.
Pauline, I want to see other people. Yep! That's the ending of the main game. Who knew that this...
Help! Help! Hey, come back here.
...was just an elaborate ruse the two of them put together to throw Mario a surprise party. But just because the main story is over doesn't mean we're done. There are a handful of extra worlds, which I didn't go to, several unlockable bonus levels, which I didn't do, and the main draw of the game, level sharing. All those stars we were collecting weren't just for completionist's sake. You can use the stars to buy items to use in the level creator. Like for 100 stars, you can buy mini Paulines. And there's probably some other cool stuff too. Tipping Stars is very much a community-driven game. You can create your own levels and share them online, much like in Super Mario Maker. Any stars you earn from playing levels online earns you stars to buy stuff, And every time someone plays one of your levels, you can earn stars as well. And if you really, really like a level, you can even tip stars.
That's where the title of this game comes from.
Most of the levels people designed for this game fall under one of three categories. First, you've got the people who actually try to make a creative and challenging level utilizing the game's mechanics. Bless their little hearts. You've got people making insane, almost Rube Goldberg-esque auto levels. And finally, and most commonly, you've got levels like this.
Way to go!
I even made my own level to commemorate the release of this video. Check it out. The greatest level ever made. For me? Oh, you shouldn't have stars. Yeah, sure, I'll take some. Oh, you're too kind. You're all too kind, thank you. I deserve these. Unfortunately, with such a big part of this game being the online interactions via Miiverse, and with Miiverse shutting down between the starting of this video and the release of this video, by the time you're watching this, many of the online functions have been completely destroyed, making it really, really hard to recommend this game now. In fact, it can't even be completed now. Since levels can no longer be shared, and with only a finite number of stars to earn through in-game levels, according to Nintendo's own support website, many objects in the store can't be purchased anymore. So, if you want to try out one of the Mario vs. Donkey Kong games for yourself, I'd just go back and play March of the Minis for the DS. And Nintendo, if we don't see Pauline popping up in future Mario games like Kart and Tennis, I'm gonna be super disappointed in you. Just saying. So yeah, that's my video on Mario vs. Donkey Kong tipping stars for the Wii U. That's a little bit of Mario vs. Donkey Kong history, that's my Kaiju Month video, that's my shout out to my one-up girl, Pauline, that's my release of Super Mario Odyssey video, that's my farewell to Miiverse video, that's my Mario Month video, all a peanut butter gamer, that's my... just so many things, and who would have thought this little Wii U shop title could end up meaning so much? Mini Pauline, any final thoughts? Yay indeed.